Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Rogue Trader with me, Rykad the Rykad Minoris. To the Starport. At least they rolled the red carpet out for us. The Starport greets you with the din of ordnance, and the smell of explosives tickles your nostrils. It is difficult to tell through the smoke who is firing at whom. Sergeant Malgar. Halt! Weapons on the ground, or I'm firing. A man in a torn and dirty uniform hobbles toward you from behind the chunks of rockrete and crumpled plasteel. His cracked helmet is adorned with a crooked label that reads Sergeant Malgar. Alright, so our skies are in lockdown. The rebels are shooting down anything that flies. And you lot just happen to land in our rear without a scratch to show for it. And on a shuttle like that. Where did you get it? Stolen from the palace, isn't it? He is visibly awed by the resplendent gold of your transport. Grab him, lads. We've got ourselves a rebel landing force. Abelard's gonna blow a gasket. Abelard turns purple. By the Holy Throne, what is this mess? Adira glances around. They're in a rough spot, old man. Go easy on them. I'm the rogue trader Von Valancius. Give me a status report this instant. With a mixture of awe and terror, he snaps to attention, raises his freshly cut chin like an exemplary soldier, and barks. My mistake, sir. At once. The Starport is under the control of the Governor's wardens. Perimeter Commander is Sergeant... A frag grenade explosion cuts off the rest of the sergeant's words. Shrapnel flies everywhere with a piercing screech. One of the soldiers falls to the ground, clutching the remains of his forearm that is now adorned with crimson tatters. Blood is pouring out of the stump, and the soldier's agony is short-lived. The sergeant curses and hastily says an army prayer for the dead. With a rasping cough, the sergeant turns back to you. Pardon me, sir. Sergeant Last Malgar reporting. My unit is holding the Starport on the Governor's orders. How may I serve? What is going on here? Unrest, sir. Armed rebellions in both the capital and the provinces. First the lower levels sparked, then it went up the spires. They hit the Vox hubs, the arsenals, the mag train stations. And that's why Urac 5 couldn't get in contact with Rykad Minoris. Then Felak tore off his mask. Precisely because he knew about the trouble in Rykad Minoris. He knew that none of our allies would come to our aid. Cassia lets out a sorrowful sigh. You may continue your report, peasant. My unit was here when it all went to the Groxes. The tech priest linked to satellites reported sightings of strange void ships in the system. They were orbiting the star until one of them set course for landing on Rykad Minoris. The governor took precautionary measures in order to increase security at the key facilities. Everyone knows that whenever something's not right, you better double the warden details. The alarm was raised. We were sent to secure the Starport. It's the only reason we were able to hold it. They're crushing us, the scumbags. It's been a whole turn since the last reinforcements came in. We're running low on ammo. Every other fighter is wounded. I don't know how bad it is in the streets. They'll drive us out of here any minute. You pat him on the shoulder. You're doing fine work, Malgar. And so are your troops. It is people like you that hold the Imperium together. I live to serve. The sergeant's grim voice rings with a martyr's pride. I like how casually option 3 is like, I'm gonna go see the governor. Some dirty dog nearly shot down my shuttle. Affirmative, your lordship, sir. It's all those darn rebels. Those maggots somehow got their hands on an anti-aircraft battery, and it's causing our shuttles no end of trouble. The thing really packs a punch. You're lucky they missed you. I've seen them fry 2 shuttles carrying reinforcements. Not a soul survived. Do you happen to know if a member of the Inquisition has come here? At the word Inquisition, the sergeant's face fills with awe. I don't know, sir. There definitely haven't been any visitors like that on my watch. You might have to inquire at the headquarters, your lordship, sir. I'm going to see the governor. If I may report, sir, as long as the rebels keep shooting their darn anti-aircraft battery, there is absolutely no way to shuttle you to the governor. It would have to be on foot, and the streets are dangerous. I have no one to send with you as an escort. I assigned all available troops to accompany the esteemed tech priest to the governor. I'll voxcast orders to them to wait for you, and I'll inform headquarters they better send out a convoy to meet you halfway. Meanwhile, we will follow the governor's orders and hold the line here. Adira frowns as her gaze grows distant, as if she is looking through the sergeant. You're a good soldier, but you've got a lot of blood on your hands, both yours and others. You know, the same hand that salutes now might falter in darkness. Rank and apolets, I won't save you from the bitterness. Pardon me, my lady, but I can't get my head around these fancy words you're saying. I've seen plenty of blood, but trust me, I'll fight to my last drop. What tech priest? A very important person from the Adeptus Mechanicus arrived on the last shuttle before they locked down the sky. He kept on asking whether anyone by the name of Amarant or Armanat or something like that had recently arrived. Barely answered any of our questions though. Said he was under no obligation to tell us anything. He demanded to talk to the governor personally, so I had to send a quarter of my troops with him to keep trouble at bay. Is the path ahead dangerous? What exactly awaits me there? The sergeant sighs heavily. All of our roadblocks are gone. The whole place is in the rebels' hands. The city is almost lost, so no help will come. We are surrounded by rebels. And watch your steps, sir. The streets are chock full of mines. His remark about mines lodges itself in your memory. More than anything, you need to watch the ground and not your surroundings. You'd rather risk a shot from a rebel or a jittery soldier than experience a few handfuls of lethal frag shrapnel, a long sentence, resting on top of some 300 grams of explosive physaline. I'm not going to undermine the orders he already received, again as a commissar and a previous member of the Astra Militarum. I understand and respect the chain of command. You're a good soldier, Malgar. I'll see that your heroism is noted. The sergeant blushes slightly. I live to serve. Another explosion interrupts the sergeant's words. With a sigh of relief, he turns to his soldiers and spits out a booming series of commands. Alright, so on your travels, you will hear many rumors. Those of them that are deserving of the rogue trader's attention are logged in a separate section of the journal. Sometimes rumors are just that. Other times there is truth to them, and in some cases there may be even more. To verify a rumor, travel to the place indicated in the rumor's description. While traversing the Coronis Expanse as the rogue trader, you're bound to hear rumors regarding your own deeds and exploits, some of which reflect the reaction of the Expanse's denizens to choices you have made. Alright, and then Inquisitor Heinrichs works for Xavier Calcazar. And that's talking about Rykad Minoris, which I went to try to check out previously, but it wouldn't let me. Did you see that? They must knock us out of the air. Some bumbling idiot's going to regret that when he's dragged before the Lord Captain for questioning and trial. I do not think the rogue trader should take a personal interest in a common crackpot. Summer execution will be sufficient. The grand viaduct for receiving esteemed guests is buried under the rubble.
I always have a backup plan.
And I am an esteemed guest. Artillery, do you copy? Requesting a barrage on Launchpad 3.
Keep your wits about you.
Oh yeah, well I'm thinking about it. Good, mix this up. Abelard, you're up front. I'm right behind. Something like that will do for now.
Is there money to be made?
You get your minds out of the gutter.
Example out of you! Crush them!
Abelard, will put you a little further ahead. Then righteous have come to take all the... I knew that was going to happen.
I'll see to it personally.
Victory is imminent. It will be done.
Let's make some opportunities. On it.
We'll use that on his next turn. Alright, so much for parrying that. Hockey Clamor. Oh, what did that guy say? The unrighteous have come to take all that we have from us. Let us stand united, my brethren. To battle.
Rejoice in battle!
I must hit this guy too. There we go. Just be my flamer. Oh well.
Doubt is for the weak. The enemies of the Emperor will be undone!
It's alright. Made a little mistake there.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Indeed. I took care of this one.
On it.
I'll buff up Abelard since he has several enemies taunted towards him, plus he's out in the open. Actually, I'll use this on my main character instead.
High momentum.
Alright, gets us temporary wounds and armor. I was gonna give him a turn. Then apply the at all costs on this guy. Which doesn't work on him, but that's fine. Oh hey, they're helping us. Cool. Or at least the one guy is. So they're killing each other.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
So Raging Woe. Stack 7 of 10, increases enemy weapon skill and ballistic skill by +1, as well as damage by +1 for every level of Raging Woe and their allies. So right now they're getting +7 for each. Alright, into the fray. Alright, he should die to burning on his next turn. At least that's my hope.
My place is at the fore.
What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Well, that went better than expected.
Anything else?
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act.
That's all she wrote. I ain't using my heroic axe there. I definitely could have, but that's fine.
I always keep my options open.
A shock baton.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Eyes. My eyes. Have you got them? Please give them back to me. Even just one. Please. Straight to the capital, or somewhere else. I'm gonna go this way first.
Dawdle. I always have a backup plan.
Talk to this guy one more time as well. I live to serve your lordship, sir.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Lucky Jaspar. I should go over there first. Oh, that's a dead end. So yeah, we'll go up there first. Gain true vision. Renounce false sight. All will be revealed.
Keep your wits about you.
I better myself through my service.
Written on the side of the shuttle in pilot's lowly slang are the words, "Do not touch." A shipment of tithes to the blessed Lord Captain Caligos Winterscale. Perhaps there is something worth your attention in this shuttle. Commander Cloak. Increase the range of officer archetype abilities by 1 cell. That would be good on Cassia. Keep her on the back line.
I always keep my options open.
Handful of cargo. A big red chest.
Is there money to be made?
The eyes lie, the final dawn something. Folks, how about you don't come any closer and I don't shoot you? Gain true vision. Renounce false sight. All will be revealed. The young, shaggy-haired soldier is still pale. Nonetheless, as you approach, he holsters his pistol, a hallmark of good discipline. He gives you a somewhat frightened but genuine smile. Thank you, my lord. You arrived in the nick of time. I don't know what those babbling creeps wanted with me, but it definitely wasn't anything good. Are you unharmed, soldier? All thanks to you, my lord. Those blind lunatics are all over the city right now. These rebels, darn them to the void, go around maiming anyone they get their hands on and scorching their eyes. Then they leave the poor sods driven mad by the pain to wander the streets, babbling nonsense. He lowers his voice and adds with gravity. The command doesn't want anyone to talk about it, but I've heard whispers that it's not just some nonsense. It's heresy. Actual heresy. Because listening to it scrambles your brain. It made one patrolman freeze in his tracks, while the blind mob got hold of him and carried him off his post carried him from his post off to who knows where. Who are you? Lucky Jasper, the governor's aide and personal Vox operator. I was dispatched to the Starport on special orders. The young man proclaims, desperately trying to tame his tousled hair. And what exactly were you doing here on your own? Following Governor Medina's special instructions, namely, he grits his teeth with a pained expression, furrowing his brow. Oh right, it's a secret assignment. I can't talk about it. I guess option 2 is the most soldier-esque option. What if what you know is priceless intelligence, and you were to die before you could relay it to anyone? Well, that would make me a saboteur and a traitor, wouldn't it? Yes, you're right. This is an emergency. He looks relieved. So why did they send you to the Starport? I'm supposed to deliver updated Vox codes and, how should I put it, assess the situation. The planet is a real mess at the moment. The rebels have found their way into our VoxNet and are now eavesdropping. This made proper communication impossible. The hollowed electrodynamic Cenobium had sent out a distress call before it went dark. And who even knows what's happening in the system? There's been a riot in Rykad Philia, the prison planetoid. Urak 5 is silent. Sorry, the Urak 5 station is silent. Although, the navigators there have always been a reclusive bunch. I was hoping I'd be lucky enough to run into a pilot, or the captain here who could give me an update, but that's hardly a possibility right now. The rebels are blasting anything that tries to land out of the sky with their darn cannon. He stops talking, a little too abruptly. Tell me about Urok 5. There's not much anyone can tell you about it. That station belongs to the Navis Nobilite themselves. Emperor knows what they do up there, or who even lives there. They scorn ordinary folk. The only person they're willing to grace with an audience is the esteemed Yvain Winterscale. It is beginning to sound like he's complaining. That place is creepy. They say they order shuttles with servants from Rykad Minoris on a regular basis. I guess they're too important up there to change filters and clean compartments themselves, huh? Except, I never met anyone who has served there. It's like no one ever comes back. Your brothers and sisters lived and died for a great cause, serving a navigator house, and therefore all of the Imperium. It is a high honor, one that few could bear. Only now does Jasper notice Cassia. His eyes go wide with fear. He opens and closes his mouth a few times helplessly like a fish, unable to utter a sound. Instead, he just nods nervously. There's something else you're hiding from me, isn't there? More classified secrets. Jasper looks away. It's nothing classified, just personal. There's another reason I'm here. My betrothed is missing. Raquel Vicari, the esteemed Yvain Winterscale's personal pilot. When the riot reports came from Rykad, Lord Yvain headed there personally. Then this rebellion started down here, and we lost communication. No one knows how they're doing up there. You know what I'm afraid of? That they'll come back, and those rebel scumbags will shoot them out of the sky. I wanted to find a place that's high up, set up a Voxcaster there, and send them a transmission. The sky's closed off, don't try to land. But I didn't make it in time. Those blind dogs chased after me, and as I was running, I tripped and broke the caster. He hangs his head sadly. I worry for her. She's an excellent pilot, but I still worry. Ablar shakes his head disapprovingly, but his eyes are understanding. That is why all members of a Void Ship clan share the same employment. No matter how devoted a servant of the Emperor is to their duty, there is always the danger that family ties might disrupt regulations and order. Worry not, for your Raquel is alive. I met her in Rykad. Really, that's marvelous. May the Emperor protect you for 1,000 years, and then 1,000 more for bringing me such good news. He beams in elation. I'll name my firstborn after you, I swear. In fact, I'll name all my children after you. Oh gosh. Honestly, option 4, I mean, that would be part of the course for a commissar, but now's not the time. We need all hands that are willing to fight, able to fight. Who is Yvain Winterscale? The esteemed and honorable scion of blessed rogue trader Caligos Winterscale, master of the Rykad system. At the behest of his illustrious father, or grandfather, or uncle, well, his illustrious relative, Lord Yvain took up residence on Rykad Minoris. Jasper's face betrays a fierce inner struggle before he blurts out. You know what I think? I find it curious that blessed Caligos didn't make him the ruler of our world. Lord Yvain is his blood, but it's the governor who rules us. Then why do you think he sent him here? I think he's been exiled. Do you think the governor can handle the rebellion? Jasper mumbles evasively. Well, obviously. I'm not some pessimist to say otherwise. I won't tell anyone. You really won't? Well then, if you ask me, things are pretty rotten. His words come flying at the rate of a stubber fire. Those rebels are strange. Would have easily quelled a normal riot. We're not some commoners. We're Rykadians, the naval elite of House Winterscale. But those people, they're vicious. They know no fear. It's also the name of a book. Starring the Ultramarines. And their attacks, they're so precise. It's like they know what's going to happen ahead of time. The command executed 7 officers on suspicion of espionage. But it's not about spying. They say the leader of the rebels is some two-faced Aurora who can see into the future. Now she is the real danger. Adira scoffs and rubs her hands together in excitement. She can see into the future, is that right? We'll see about that. She's up against the wrong psyker. My breezy whispers may be vague, but they've not failed me once. I can tell you without asking my ethereal friends that her future doesn't look too bright now that the Lord Captain is involved. I'm looking for an interrogator of the Inquisition who may have arrived on this planet. Have you heard of anyone matching that description? Jasper's face quickly turns gray as he says, I have, but I don't know where he is now. I'm sorry, but I don't like discussing the affairs of the Inquisition. You do, so that's fair. How reasonable do I want to play my commissar? So in 40k, he technically warrants punishment twice now. One, for revealing classified information that he's not supposed to share. And two, for taking time during his mission to try and save his beloved. A regular commissar would kill him outright. Most likely, given the circumstances. And since I do plan on doing more playthroughs, I don't see me taking this option on my other paths. I don't think we should brutally maim him. Maybe strike him or something like that. That's a tough call. I think I'm going to do it. I brutally maim him. You know, I think I will punish you for disclosing classified information after all. He falls to the ground with a cry. His once handsome face has been disfigured by a deep laceration. He is missing half an ear, and his nose is crushed and twisted to one side. It is unlikely that Jasper can afford a sawbones capable of restoring his good looks. Your lordship, mercy. I confided in you and only you. It won't happen again, I swear. You're right to punish me. I won't tell anyone anything I'm not supposed to ever again. Please, spare my life. He staggers back in terror without taking his eyes off you. The telltale brand you left on his face is crying blood, staining the rockcrete. I don't feel good about that.
I always have a backup plan.
I'm so used to playing the good guy in these games. I mean, I'm not playing a bad guy, but that definitely wasn't the right course of action. For my morals, in 40k, it's probably appropriate. It's gonna be rough. As much as I love this game and the setting, it's probably gonna be the hardest game to stick to my roleplay that I can think of. And even the good decisions aren't necessarily cut and dry. Like, I didn't kill those lower level workers on the ship. I guarantee that's gonna come back to bite us in the butt. We just don't know when. I mean, I don't feel good about that at all. But it's probably what a commissar would do. He didn't kill him. Man, still don't feel good about it. Maybe I'll tailor it back a bit as we progress. I think my initial justification for not maiming him was that we need all hands available to fight that are able to fight. Because we don't know the situation. We can always report to the governor, hey, this guy spilled your secrets, you punish him. Alright, whatever. I'm dwelling on it too much. Either way, I'm going to call it here. Next time we'll continue through the Starport and see if we can't make it to the streets of the capital. We have this door over here as well that I can't... see the name of. But we'll figure it out. Either way, for now, thanks for watching. Hope to see you guys in the next one.